Oh, yeah. Welcome back, everyone. It is December 8th, 2024, and we are on the eve of the final Dare to Be Great virtual conference. Oh, yeah. It is going to be a week. Yes, it is going to be awesome. Welcome to Open Mic. This live broadcast is sponsored by InDigital Alita Next Gen Core Services. Shout out to subscribers. As always, thank you for everything, especially all of you who are watching, listening, supporting everything. The lighting might look a little weird, and it's because only one of my lights is working right now, the ones that come over my face. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'll fix it tomorrow or something. But either way, I am happy to be here with all of you. A lot of stuff going on, as always. It has been a week, and I have been all over the place. And I don't mean all over the place as in traveling. I mean all over the place as in um, just a lot of different work that I've been doing, but mostly for Dare to Be Great. And yeah, I feel like I'm losing my mind a little bit. But it is all good. It is excellent, and I have a guest with me tonight, and we are going to have some fun. Zach, what is going on? Welcome, welcome. My guest tonight, we were already busting up laughing before it got started. So that tells you exactly how this is going to go down tonight. Which is all good because this is always fun and everything. So my guest tonight is my good friend Keely out of New Jersey, and we are going to be talking some Dare to Be Great shit and a bunch of other stuff. Oh yeah,
Oh,
welcome,
yeah. Welcome. Well, I am so happy to be here. Yes. So
dude.
welcome to all
I'm
of you out in space who are coming. This is exciting. And I'm
Yes,
starting off with my nice side. We're
this
nice
is
right now.
true. That's right. So Keely has a hat, Santa hat, and Merry early Christmas to you and everyone who's watching us right now. Mm-hmm.
I think
Yes.
all of your open mics have to have a Santa hat for the month of December. That's the new rule.
All right. I could probably do that. Yeah. I'll figure that out. That makes it fun. It makes it kind of warm a little bit
A little, yeah.
on my cranium. But
Your dome.
yes, usually or the last few days it has been super cold, man. It has been really cold and I don't know why. Well, in here, I mean, not I don't know why outside. Of course I know why outside. It's wintertime. But I mean
It's
in this
December. Yeah.
room, yeah, in this room that I'm in, it's always super cold. But today it was almost in like the low 50s, which was kind of weird.
I mean, it's warmer than it was here all weekend. I put out my Christmas lights this weekend because I've been traveling these last 2 weeks, and I finally got my Christmas lights and my Christmas tree up with the Christmas lights yesterday. My hands were so cold, they were like frozen.
Oh
I
man.
was like, I have to go inside. I have to warm my hands.
Were you like climbing all over the place as well or just kind of like in
Send my
front or
husband up. My husband goes up on the roof and does the things up top because I fell off a ladder once.
what? Are you
So
for
I
real?
don't. I for real. I actually fell through a ceiling once, um, one other time, and then like the scene in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation where he
Yeah.
me, except I fell through and like landed, like the bruising from the two studs like held me up, and then I climbed back up, and then another time I was on the ladder. I think I was decorating for Christmas, and I fell off the ladder. So I don't do the climbing thing. And I'm a very like sure-footed person. So those two situations to me.
Whoa. I don't know that I've ever had that happen, and, knock on wood, I will leave it at that. But I'm glad you're okay.
I have good pictures to show you, like of the damage, but for another time. Like
Oh,
bruising, bad bruising.
oh my lord. Okay, um, I'm looking forward to
Focus,
seeing that
focus.
as well, yes. Looking forward to seeing that as well. So like I was saying, Dare to Be Great 6 is starting tomorrow. It is the final Dare to Be Great, and I'm excited and nervous. For those who are watching and listening, if you don't know how Dare to Be Great started, this virtual event for Dispatch by Dispatch, it was born out of the pandemic, and all of the training, all of the conferences, everything was getting canceled. And I was talking to a friend of mine in I think it was Tennessee, and I was telling him, I said it would be cool one day to do some sort of conference, in-person conference where it's all of us speakers there, because people would always say, I want to go to your class, but this class is going at the same time, and I want to see you both. And but I'll catch you on the encore, or I'll catch you at the next conference, or something like that. And so then when this happened, I thought, what about a virtual event? See if I can get everybody to come on for this virtual event, and Dare to Be Great, because that's really what was going on with the pandemic. Like, it was people were, I guess, in a way, trying to figure out how to dare to be great. And people learned new hobbies, people, like, all different types of things happened during the pandemic. It's crazy to think that in 2020 everything was locked down and nobody was going anywhere.
I I know. That is insane to me that we did that, and it was not that long ago.
Yeah.
Like, we were all trapped in our houses and trying to figure out new ways to work and live, order food, grocery shop, like, everything, buy toilet paper.
Right, yes. Oh my god, yeah. Everyone was just, like, freaking out. I remember about a month and a half before everything shut down, I was flying to the Calnina conference in, um, oh, I forget, La Jolla. And so I'm out there, but as I'm flying out there, I'm reading about stuff that, excuse me, is popping up, not just all over the world. Now it's popping up a little bit in our country as well. And I remember sending my wife a text message, and I said, "Hey, this might seem weird for me to say this, but maybe go to Costco and pick up some, like, essential items and stuff. I don't know, just in case." And she sent me a picture back later on, because she got like two big ass things of toilet paper, two big ass things of water, and just, like, other essential things in bulk. But she sent me a picture of the line, and I said, "Yeah, it's probably a good thing that we went ahead and started doing that, because there were people were already starting to get a bunch of stuff, and then after that it just, like, exploded and you couldn't find anything anywhere."
I'm like Summer staying up late at night to try and get like the online order, the like grocery delivery, and having to stay up until like or like wake yourself up at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning so that you get a slot so that you could have groceries come to your house. It was horrific. And it was a testament to like The Walking Dead. And it's not really about the zombies, it's about what happens to the humans in the
Right.
wake of an apocalypse. And
Yes.
that's what was going on. It was absolutely insane. So we all had to figure things out. It was just we had to do different things, and it was awful. I
Right.
never want to do it again.
Yeah, I remember sitting in the living room with the family, like, watching the news every single day for updates and stuff. But then, as everything is going on, you're trying to figure out, like you said, just how to continue going with everything that, we were doing. Um, this event comes about, and that very first one, um, it was crazy, because that first one was testing and testing and testing. I was looking for different platforms, came upon Crowdcast, and then my good friend Leah out of Michigan jumped in to help me too. So I had her come on and watch some of these little webinars that this company was doing, because a lot of people were starting to create virtual events to continue business going and everything. And that very first one, I remember I was so nervous about how it was going to go. Um, I ended up I didn't look at the registration at all until the very first time that I finally did look at the registration. It was broken up between 3 different days, um, and I added up the number of attendees for each day, and it added up to 911, and I thought, "What?" Like,
And what are the
what
odds?
I know, like, what a coincidence, and I have a
Amazing.
feeling everything is gonna be okay. And it did. It ended up being awesome. That very first one, there was over 7,000 attendees from around the world, and,
Insane.
it's been crazy ever since, and it has been a lot of fun, but it's time to end it. It's time to take a break at least for a few years. I keep telling people, it's like pro wrestling, never say never. Like,
They always come back.
yeah, they always come back. Yeah, so,
You'll
um,
have your entrance song, and suddenly you'll be back in the game.
yeah, pyro's going. Yeah, so,
Perfect.
it's exciting, and the thing that I've done for this last one is I have added Friday. Normally, it was Monday through Thursday, and that's epic enough as it is, but I thought, "You know what? We're gonna go all out." So, we're gonna go ahead, and we're going to add Friday, which is Friday the 13th of all days.
Why not?
And who is starting out the day for Friday the 13th, but none other than my good friend here, Keely.
It's me. He picked me for Friday the 13th, everybody. Ironic, really.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we've got a whole week worth of sessions, and we've got industry partners as well, or sponsors and everything. Thank you to all of them. And because without them, this wouldn't be possible because that platform is not cheap. And I have so many other events that are held there. So that's cool to have that as well. One of the things that before we get deeper into this, that I want to ask everyone who's watching and listening, but you as well, Keely, is every week on open mic, we check in with each other. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being shitty, 10 being awesome, how are you feeling? Everyone who's out there watching and listening, what number are you? And Keely, what number are you?
Believe it or not, I'm actually at about a 9. I'm doing
Ooh,
okay. I did some painting today. I got Christmas up today. It's like it's hard to be mad when you're decorating for Christmas and you're spending time with your kid putting ornaments on the tree. And then I just sat down and I decided, like a crazy person, to make my Christmas cards this year. So here we go. So that's what I was doing. So I'm okay. I'm good today. So let's see if
that
you get me to a 10.
yeah. So that is awesome. That is an excellent number coming in at a 9. I would say I'm coming in about an 8 or 9 as well. It's been a good week. Again, just a lot of design, a lot of website stuff. It's just putting the finishing touches on Dare to Be Great 6 and just making sure that it is good to go. We've got everything going. Let's see over here. So Zach, we said hello to Zach right off the bat, and then Rebecca's jumping in as well, saying hello, checking in from Milwaukee. So excited for tomorrow and this week. Woo! Yes. And she's coming in at a 6, knowing this week will be rejuvenating for me. Yes. That is awesome. That is excellent. Love to hear that. And we'll check in with everyone at the end to see where your number is at as well. But it's going to be a week, man. So as we were saying, Friday the 13th, you, you
I
are
can't stop laughing every time I hear that.
yes,
Oh
I
gosh.
yeah, you're going to be you and your crew are going to be starting it out. And I want to put this actually, let me see if I can pull this up here. So this is going to be on again on Friday. And all right, let me see here. Now I had to update this a couple times because I wasn't even paying attention. Um, I was just like copying, pasting, and everything. I figure it's faster, and and I probably did this myself, but excuse me. Let me put this up here really quick. Oh, look at that group.
There we are.
you're
There we are.
you're all red and stuff right now. You're like, damn it. So
OG.
December 13th, Friday the 13th, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We have Keely, Anne, Roxy, Tina, and Kevin. And they're going to be doing a session called Hear Us Out. Now, what I was going to say was I had here spelled like right here instead of here.
That could have been me though, because I did send it over to you, so it's quite possibly my fault as
Well,
well.
either way,
It was
we
a
got
week.
it. We got it figured out, man. So hear us out. Admin isn't always against you. And that is going to be a panel discussion. It's going to be an hour and a half long. And I just want to read the preview here really quick. It says this panel now there was a lot more to this, but I I took pieces out of it so that it would fit on the graphic, but also fit over on the platform as well. But it says this panel brings together directors of 911 centers to dive into the often unseen challenges of leadership in emergency communications. As leaders, we face constant pressures from balancing operational needs to navigating staff expectations. We'll discuss the barriers we encounter, including the difficult, sometimes unpopular decisions we must make. So, my friend, talk to us. Tell
Talk
us
to us.
about this. Where does this come from? How did this come about?
So I'm I'm gonna try not to giggle through this entire thing, but this
Okay.
started as a harebrained idea that I had probably, I don't want it was months ago. It was months ago, and I was feeling the crushing weight. For those of you who are in space right now who don't know anything about my past, I have been a dispatcher for 25 years. I was coming up on my 25th year. I had been running a 911 center for almost 5 at that point, and I was feeling this crushing weight that like my staff was like in this position where they were like, why can't you hire, why isn't the board doing anything, like nobody's listening to me. And it was like there were a couple, for the most part not all of my staff, but there were a handful that were not even a handful, less than a handful, that were kind of like kind of throwing daggers at me. And I was feeling this like hold on, like I am not against you guys, like I've been fighting for you guys and you have to know that. So I had actually I forget when it was, beginning of the year ish, I brought in my board administrators to our staff meeting so that they could finally speak to the people I report to, right? So it's not like there's always another layer, right? Like there's always somebody in charge above the person in charge. Like other than God, it really doesn't get any higher than him. But when it comes to us, we always have somebody to report to.
Right.
So I kind of went into this kind of like I need somebody else to sit here and talk to them so that they understand that there are other barriers here, that I'm not making this stuff up. So that's what I did. I ended up bringing them in. And during one of the sessions with my staff, one of my administrators was like, Keely really does fight for you guys. She's the first director we've had that really is fighting and is making us understand and is putting different tools in front of us to get us to understand your jobs. And his words were, your administration isn't always against you, and she is certainly not. And that's sort of where this started, where it was like, what if we did this, where we had a conversation with just a round table of directors, like, and I kept like saying this, I wish they could just sit with us and talk with us, or listen to us talk when we're in these meetings together, or when we're talking nationally, or when we're at conferences together and there's all these directors at a table and we're just talking about our barriers, because it's not unique to just my center, it's nationally, sometimes it's internationally. It's the same conversation, it's just different people, different faces. And sometimes it's unique to like the space, but it's still the same arguments that we're having. And I just was like, what if we did this, what if we roundtabled this and let them hear us talk about our what we're trying to do, what our barriers are, what our red tape is, and how unbelievably stressed out we are too. We understand the staffing. We understand that, like, it's rare at this point. Now, I can't say when I was a baby dispatcher that this applies, but it's
Mhm.
rare now to see a director who hasn't come from the ranks, right? Like we're starting to see that shift a little bit, unless of course you're working in a law enforcement or fire specific agency. But like if you're on these standalone centers, a lot of times there's the person that's there probably has a history in 911 somewhere. So it's, well, you still are going to get that, but there's a lot of us who have been in the trenches, you know, and a lot of us that are trying to fight the good fight and trying to move forward. And we're stressed out. We're, losing sleep. I mean, there was a good period of time where I was taking Xanax at night because this stuff was keeping me up at night. Like,
Mhm.
and it's the little things and it's the big things. The radio equipment, is it going to fail? Did it break last year on Thanksgiving? The radio system went down and I had to go to work. You know what I mean? So like, there's all of these things that they just don't understand, that we're in this unique spot where we're getting it in all different silos that are coming right into us from the underneath, from the over, from the sides. We're like we're like constantly trying to bobbing and weaving.
Right, bob and weave, like
So that's sort of how I get to this like crazy idea. And then I started asking some of the people that I absolutely love and respect in the space, and was like, what do you think? Would you want to do this with me? And surprisingly, I had a whole lot of them, as you can see from that slide. I had
yes.
a whole lot of them that signed up and were like, "Yeah, let's do this. Let's have this conversation." And then the craziest part was when we decided to open it up at the end for a QA session, because that's more like, now's your chance to ask your administrator a question that you wanted to know, and just ask it. We're going to answer it for you. Of course, be gentle because this is a national platform, and it's also Friday the 13th. Like, actually,
Right.
it's international. It's international because you've got people in other countries that are watching us and joining us. But yeah, like I just thought it would be really interesting to see what questions are out there that they're afraid to ask, that maybe they can't go to their own administrator with, or maybe they're in the audience and they do have one of us, as an administrator, and they want to ask a question, but they're afraid to. Now's your chance because you've got a little anonymous link in there.
Right.
So,
Yes. And yeah, so with that, let me pull that up here and we can share that with everyone as well. So let me see here.
doing your fancy magic in the background.
Yeah. As I probably look odd just like staring this way. So for everyone who is watching and listening during this session, I mean the chat is going to be open. People are going to be commenting or whichever, and you might ask a question there. But I'm going to be asking people as well that if you have a question while you're there at that time, to use the Q&A piece so that we can document some of those questions so that when people come back to watch it on demand, it's that those pieces are recorded and it's easier for everyone to find. However, if you have a question that you want to ask anonymously leading up to that time, I'm putting excuse me, the link in right now over here for everyone, and you'll be able to ask a question there. um, I'm looking to see, and it looks like, so I've put it out there, it looks like there's not any questions yet, but that
That's
doesn't
okay.
mean, yeah, that doesn't mean that it's not gonna hit, because like, right now, we are sitting at maybe almost 730 attendees,
My
um,
goodness.
and
Christ.
and it always happens that overnight, there are tons of people, and throughout the week, tons of people who go and register, because there have been a few thousand already who have looked at everything, and usually people will look, and then they're like, "All right, well, I'll register on the day," or whichever, because I mean, it's virtual, so they end up doing it that day. Roxy is jumping in here right there.
Hi,
Right there in
Roxy.
the comments.
Yo.
"Yo," she says, "what's going on?"
I'm so happy that Roxy's going to be on that panel. I adore her. I'm so, because she's so thoughtful when she answers questions, and I just love her heart. So I'm so excited to do this with her.
Yes.
I'm grateful, Roxy. Thank you for doing this with me, because she was the first person I reached out to that was like, "Hey, do you think this would be crazy?" She's
It's
like,
like,
"No, not at all.
oh,
QA might be, depending."
I was thinking like, "Yes, but let's do it."
Do it anyway.
Yes. Yes, let's do it anyway. So, again, that is gonna be on the 13th, Friday,
We're
from
amazing.
9
I'm gonna wear
yeah,
black that day,
I know,
and
right? the veil and everything. Um, 9 from 9 AM to 10:30 AM, and the way it's gonna start out is, like, we're all gonna start together on the screen, and then, from there, we will end up, or I will end up disappearing, and Keely is actually you're gonna be moderating the entire thing. So, it's gonna be for that first hour, we're gonna be going through discussions and everything else. Again, the chat is there. The speakers may, engage, may not. It's all up to them how they do it. A lot of people do, and then the last 30 minutes, I will end up coming back on, and, we will go through whatever questions have been, asked, and then we'll go to the panel to answer all of those. Now, for those who are watching and listening, there is, I will just say, there's an email thread that has all of us on it, where they're kind of going over some of the stuff that they're going to be talking about, some notes and everything else. I'm going to skim through them, but I'm kind of holding on to it until like the day before because I wanna see it as if I've never seen it before like everybody else, because I am
I love that.
excited. I'm excited to see what all of you, have to say, what you're gonna go through. Because 'cause I'm sure, like, I mean, of course, each one of you, you've been doing this for years, so you're gonna have some stories unique to yourself and your center and your crews, but also similar in a way. I mean, it's just like when, we're all taking calls on 911, the incident types are usually the same, but the situation is what's different. And so I'm really excited to see what you guys have.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see how they answer some of the questions that we've already started formulating because I feel like this could either go where we're just going to unload, it's going to take a left turn, or we're going to keep it kind of on the rails and, really try to drive home why we do what we do. I think every single person that's on that panel is extremely passionate about 911. And, even me who has stepped away, I still love every bit of 911. And, it's like, my blood is probably, gold at this point. Because it's just, I really do love what I do in 911. And I just, we keep driving to make it better. We keep driving to make it what we didn't get when we started. So we're really trying to fix it. And right now there's just we're up against a lot when I say we still and I'm allowed, I don't care, even though I just
Of course you are.
left.
Always. Forever gold, man.
Forever gold. So
Yes.
I'm trying to I want our voices as the administrators heard as well. But I want everybody out there to know that most of us really genuinely do love our teams and love the work we do. And that's really important to me.
I think this is gonna be really good as well because it's just like when you're first starting out, as a baby dispatcher. I mean, a lot of times you are like right in the beginning, right? You're doing well, not at all places, but at some places you get to do a sit along. And then in some places, like the last center that I closed out my career at, as a 911 professional or dispatcher rather, um, we would do ride-alongs. And then eventually, the other disciplines of public safety were coming into our center to do sit alongs, and we were bridging that gap. So, in that same sense, I feel like everyone who's going to be listening, whether you're a frontline supervisor, CTO, whichever, you, all of you are bridging that gap. You're bridging that gap so that they can understand further what it's like, and it'll continue a cycle of just simply understanding and learning. And I think and communicating, and that's definitely
Yeah.
what we need. We need to know what it is like, and now um, you're going to have the time in between all of you to talk about it.
So good. So good. It was so good because in Portland, there were three of us that were there and we got to kind of talk about some of the ideas we wanted and the things that we were talking about. We are like, oh, let's talk about that too. And I was like on my phone taking notes. We were getting ready for you to do your keynote. And we're all like,
Oh, that was early in the morning then.
it was, it was. See, we wake up thinking about this stuff. So
Yeah,
it was good to get the juices flowing and to type some of it out.
I like how Roxy put that down there. A mini sit along with admin.
Maybe you should change it. It'd be like a mini sit along with admin. That's
Right.
what this is. You're gonna sit with us, and we're gonna bring you to our table, and we're gonna hold hands and try not to scream.
Yeah, exactly. Roxy says, "What do they say on TikTok? Let's get into it."
Let's get into
Yep.
it.
Yeah. So I'm thinking about the amount of engagement as well that's going to be going on. What's going to be interesting is asking the questions, but also looking down at the chat and seeing everything that's coming up and choosing your battles. I guess is what I'm getting at. Choosing your battles.
I think that's actually one of the things that when we were first discussing this was like, which questions do we answer? Because we need to choose our battles on, on this one, because this could get real. I mean, I know there are a lot of people out there who have not good things about to say about their administration, and you know, I hate to say it, this is their chance to say it, but to get an honest answer, and
Oh, for sure.
the safe space, everybody, safe space, but
Yeah.
but also we might come out swinging.
Well, what do you think, as we're here, what do you think are some, I guess, some misconceptions from not just those on the front line, but just really everyone who's not in that admin spot? What do you think are some of those misconceptions?
I think the biggest one, like my knee jerk response to this, is they really think that we aren't hiring. Like there's staffing issues and we're not filling the seats for whatever reason. We're like sitting, like there's a stack of applications sitting on my desk somewhere, and I'm like, no, I don't need to do that right now. No big
That
deal.
stuff doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter. We don't need people in this seat. I just like I feel like that one is the one that always resonates with me because and I'll tell you why. I've had a number of dispatchers in my career, in my time. They have actually uttered the words like, well, it's not my problem that you don't have staffing or that you haven't filled the shift. So you have to fill the shift. I had a dispatcher tell me I had to work Christmas as the director. And I'm like, would you ask the chief of police to do that? Like, I have a lot of questions here. And I it's like that's I will absolutely jump in there with you, but like you also have to help each other and you have to stop calling out sick and you have to stop like there's this whole other layer of like I get it, we're short staffed. We're not able to maintain our staffing. And I will be honest, up until very really recently, we were fully staffed, but the problem was we needed additional staff on top of that because we had people going out on maternity. We had people going out FMLA, we had people calling out sick, people on vacations, and administration understands that those seats need to be filled, but the people that are the stakeholders, the financial purse string holders, they don't get that. They're like, but we have whatever it is. We're going to use 20. You got 20 people. Okay, yes, but when I have 19 because somebody goes out, I'm now officially understaffed. And now I have to fill that with overtime. But like they don't see that if I just hired the additional body, I don't have to I don't have to put anybody in on overtime,
Mhm.
right? But I think dispatchers really believe that like they're not bringing other people in. It's like no, I'm having these conversations at nauseum. Like I am literally like, guys, I need to bring somebody else in because I've got three dispatchers. They're pregnant. They're all going to leave for extended periods of time. Also, don't drink the water in my center. Um,
Merry
It's
Christmas.
great. Yes, great. So like it was like having these conversations, and I only one time did I ever have an administrator go, guys, I think we have to listen to her because she's losing sleep over this. And it was like, huh, yes, but what are we going to do about it? And they still didn't give me the permission to up hire. And I know that there are conversations out there about like due to attrition, they are overstaffing because the idea is people are going to leave and then those backfill the positions. And that's kind of trying to have those conversations with people who just don't get it. And it's not us that doesn't get it, it's the people who make those decisions. So that
Right.
100% is got to be like, they really think that I'm just sitting on the applications and I'm just not bringing anybody in. And the other thing is, applications are not the same. We're not getting the same type of applicant that we once upon a time would get. We're just not getting them. So also, I might get a stack of, I put out a blast, I might get 15, but out of that 15, it might only be 3.
That's
Whereas
true.
before it was like 7. It's tough. It's really tough right now, and believe me, we want to hire. We want to bring in. I would love to have 30 people and never have to worry about it. And I just
It's it's true, and, again, I think that's why this session is gonna be really good and a really good way to start out the last day, because it's gonna stay, like, lively all the way through, man. Like, there's gonna be so much, and also things that people will understand more. Um, and that's one of the things that I really like as well. Just looking at the comments here really quick, our good friend Hank Hunt is
Oh,
up in the
hi.
comments there. He says hello, or he says hi,
Oh, Hank, I
Keely
have your
and Megan.
blanket on.
Oh, there it is. That
I
yeah,
have your blanket. I
check it
have it,
out. Check it out.
and I have the patch. You put my patch on it. So,
I
thank you.
love it. Yes. Hello, hello, our friend Hank. And there was one time he said this in the comments once, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. But he goes, "Say my name 5 times fast," and I was like, "Mm-mm," because I was saying it in my head, and I was like, "Oh, no." See? See, you know exactly, yes. Oh, it was hilarious. I think DJ even popped in there. Oh, he says, "Uh-oh." I think his wife DJ even popped in the comments and was like, "Hank," or something like, "Don't do it, Ricardo," or
Don't do it.
I don't remember how it went down, but I think I said it slightly out loud at first, like, just starting it, and then in my head, I started saying it fast, and I was like, "Mm-mm, no, sir, I'm not gonna say that out loud." Hank, did I say that? I mean, it was like 2 years ago, dude, so
Did I do that?
yeah, yeah, Urkel style, yeah, it was a few years ago. James in the house, what's going on? Jenny jumping in as well, saying, "Hey, guys, so excited for the conference, will be my first time attending." Hell yes, awesome. Glad to have you along as well. We've got people jumping in over on Instagram too, and, let's
They're all
see.
like, "Ricardo, you are almost an hour early. What are you doing?"
I know. Yeah, no, for real. Yeah, because I didn't put an announcement or anything out there. We just went live. We went live an hour early. And
Sorry,
yes,
guys.
yeah, we're going an hour early because I didn't say this in the beginning, but because I'm gonna try to get a little bit of sleep
He's
because
lying.
yeah, kind of. Because I'm just a night owl, but I'll probably be up at like 5 or 6 because I have to start prepping the first speaker at 7:30. So, yes, and then it's 8 to 5, actually technically 8 to like 6 maybe because I do the live broadcast as well. Either way, it's gonna be a long day every single day, but it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be really good. 91 Bowler jumping in here as well says, "Yo, yo, yo, excuse me,
Yay!
ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho,
Hi,
ho.
everyone. I finally got done bowling early." And let's see, Amy jumping in here. What's going on? And Nywan Bowler dude is wearing his Santa hat tonight as well. Awesome. Nywan Bowler also says, James, the Jersey trifecta.
Indeed.
Yeah, there you go. Amy
And
says,
here
caught me
we
off.
are.
Yeah. Amy says, caught me off guard and was wondering if my clock was off.
See?
I know. I apologize. I know. I'm sorry. Which is funny because we're
Oh,
already
people.
40 minutes in.
I know. We might have to extend a little bit now that everybody's here. Be
Yes.
like, oh,
Yeah.
you guys are catching up.
Yes, exactly. So for everyone who is watching and listening right now who are jumping on, if you have not done so, please go to and let me pull it up here. If you haven't done so already, head over. Oh wait, Doug says, "Hi there, friend. It's been a minute." Yeah, dude, what's going on? What is going on? So if you guys haven't done so yet, here is the crowdcast link. I'll put it over here on Instagram as well to register for the conference. Wait, now Bowler says, let's face it, Ricardo won't be sleeping until Saturday. I
Right.
mean, you're not wrong.
I agree.
Yeah, you're not wrong, man. Yeah, exactly. I do also want to share one more link here. So to go along with Dare to Be Great, originally I was using Discord for people to be able to comment, or not comment, but connect rather, connect and continue the conversation past the conference, because a lot of times while the conference is going on, people are in the chat, they're talking to each other. I mean, you can highlight over like their name and whatever they put in there for their little mini profile, email address, whatever is there. But if you want to actually connect and chat, you could do that on Discord by, people were going on there, setting up profiles and talking. But Discord was there was a little bit of a learning curve. So I found a different one. It's called Circle. It's free to join, and it's basically if Discord and Slack had a kid, that would be Circle. So I'm going to go ahead and add this here in both, because on the last day when we've gone through everything, I'm going to go to Circle. It'll be at 4 p.m. Eastern time, and I am going to do some giveaways. We're gonna say goodbye, recap the day and everything, and do several giveaways on a bunch of like I'm 911 merch. Imagine listening book 1 and 2, which I will say, book 1, if you haven't seen any of the social media, book 1, my version of volume 1 is I like the way you're smiling there, because but
I know all the secrets.
but for volume 1, it's actually available to pre-order on Amazon now. Um, but I'll have a hardcover as well as a paperback, and yes, Roxy, yeah, Ricardo's version. Um, I'm gonna be giving away a couple volume 1 books, as well as an Imagine Listening book bundle, which is volume 1 and volume 2. The He's the 911 Taylor Swift. Richie's Richie's Swifties. I've got my own. Yes.
See, I told you you had your own groupies.
Uh, so, um, the book, however, it does not officially launch until so whoever ends up winning it, you're obviously going to get it way early. But it will officially launch and will be available to everyone on February 16th, 2025, which is a good day. What day is February 16th? Oh, you know this.
Is it?
What day do you think it is?
What day is February 16th? I feel like I know that answer.
Roxy says, "We are Richies." Yes, it's my
Yes.
homie Leah there. The day before my birthday. Yes, you're right.
Yes. I was
But
like, is that your
also
birthday? But I couldn't remember.
911 day.
One
The
day.
anniversary
Yeah.
of the first 911
First
call.
call.
Yes. So I was going to
I
have
was
it.
like, wait, is it your birthday or is that the day after?
No. My birthday's not
Would
till
have
May.
made a lot of sense, honestly, at this point in my brain.
The originally what I wanted to do was have it launch tomorrow and be available for people to buy. The only thing though is that with when you're self-publishing, or even when you're going through a publishing house, you have to have at least a month or so of time so that all of the stores can do like marketing or whatever you have to do. So I thought, why not wait and launch it on 911 day, on that
Good idea.
anniversary, during the month that my good friend here has as Februlia. Yeah.
I love
Oh,
that.
Leah, I love you. You're the
I
best.
love
This is
it.
so fun.
I love it.
Let's see. Jenny over here says, "Laugh my ass off, Ricardo's groupies, Goldies."
Yes!
That
Changing everything now. You need a t-shirt.
Yes, that is amazing. I love it. Yeah. To figure something out. Oh, that is so fucking funny, man. So I want to hopefully I can pull this off here. Um, so I want to share something really quick. It was something that I did earlier, a little bit before I posted this on here, and well, for whatever reason, it's not letting me pull this up. So let me try to switch it and see if I can at least share the Chrome tab.
Stand by, everybody. He's making it work.
I know. I just want to make sure that what I'm showing, because if anybody sends me a message, it's going to come through. I don't
Oh,
want
that
there.
could get interesting.
I know. Like,
Everybody, text Ricardo right now.
who's sending me messages right now? It's too late. So this right here, this what you see is the ranch, and I haven't seen all the comments on here. I see your comment there, Roxy. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Um, so this picture here is a picture of the ranch. Okay, the ranch that I talk about, where I have gone out there and been teaching and such, and it's the main ranch in Bandera, Texas. Joe Serio of the 360 Dispatcher puts this on, and it's a unique experience. This thing sells out a year in advance, and there were just a couple spots left for September of 2025, and the grand prize giveaway is going to be a registration to the ranch.
Yes. I want to go. I'm winning that.
Yeah, it is going to be excellent. Now, of course, you have to make it there. You have to pay your way to get there, but the registration itself will be something that Within the Trenches Media is taking care of, and you will end up having the best time. It's a week long, and I mean, that registration pays for the food, it pays for your cabin, it pays for all of it. So I have a bunch of posts out there already for people to react to. Like, all of the rules are there, but that is going to be one of the things. So again, there's going to be a bunch of merchandise, like, pins, shirts, mugs, stuff like that. But the last one, and yes, it's going to be the last one that ends up getting announced. Um, at the end of that live, we'll find out who will be going to the ranch September 2025. Oh shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes. So
That's so exciting.
that is super exciting. I am happy
Everybody
with
can just, I'm just going to win it and everybody can just stop now. Don't put your names in or anything.
I know, right? Like, don't follow what Ricardo said. I'm
Don't do
already going.
anything he said.
I'm already going. But it is definitely a unique experience, and I was talking to Joe and his right hand, Amy, and I said, "Do you guys have any spots open? Because I have this idea, and it would be cool to do this for the last Dare to Be Great, to have that final giveaway, like a continuation, of all of that, and just for an excellent week for someone to have, because it is truly, for a lot of people, life changing. Like we say to people all the time, you get out of it what you put in. And if you put in all that you are, man, it is going to be something. It's going to be awesome. So
It's
I'm
going to be
ex-
awesome.
I'm excited for that. One of the other things, oh wait, now Bowler says, I hope you have a really big suitcase to fit me. 911, yeah, I've got a suitcase that'll fit
I can bring,
911
yeah,
Bowler.
dude can come.
Yeah, dude can come. Gary's like, oh.
I meant me.
So
Very
there
real.
are a lot of panels that are going to be going on. After your panel is going to be, um oh man, hold on, need to get some water.
That's what I've been sipping.
I know. So the next one that's going to be coming up for those panels, which I don't know why I didn't do this to begin with. The panel thing will be pretty cool, and again, I'm excited for each one of them. So this panel is going to be from a couple of friends of mine. They're out of Michigan, Kelly Cunningham as well as Libby Howland, and they're going to be doing a session called "Staffing in the 911 World: How to Hire and Develop Quality Employees and Create a Desirable Work Environment to Encourage Lifelong Careers." So this will be a good follow up.
Yes.
Yeah, this will be an excellent follow up to everything that's going on. The synopsis here just says staffing challenges in the 911 world require a strategic approach to hiring and employee development. In this session, Supervisor Libby Howland and Director Kelly Cunningham from Eaton County 911 Michigan share essential strategies to attract, train, and retain high quality employees while fostering a supportive work environment that encourages long term careers. Boom.
That's it. Mic drop.
Mhm. It's gonna be good. I'm excited for it. Oh, wait, Jenny over here says, "I tried to make a logo for the Goldies. It's in your messenger."
Yes.
Nice. Hell yes. Alright. I might have to look at it. The next one, from there, we've got our good friend Roxy is gonna be doing one. Yes, Leah, correct. Leah says, "Kelly and Libby are the best." Um,
Baseball.
yes. They are very, very cool. I dig them. So the next one over here is going to be the Nina Wellness Program, and Roxy,
There they
Cassie, and
are.
Courtney are going to be taking this one on. It's going to be good. You know what I was thinking, Roxy, as you're here and you just said, "Yo, you don't have a lot of a break on Friday, except for this or so it's Keely and your crew, which Roxy is on." And she goes, "Yes." and, and then Kelly and Libby do their thing, and then this one is right after. And then the last one,
It's also Roxy.
Roxy is on there with me. And so this panel here at Roxy goes, "Nope, I'm putting in work." Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Yes, she
about.
is.
That is what I'm talking about.
Roxy, make sure you hydrate and eat snacks in between.
Very true. Yes. Yes, and like stand up and move around and do what you got to do. Yeah. I don't know what I was doing just there, but
Wiggling.
I know it's like do the shimmy.
If Rocky starts shimmying on one of these sessions, you'll know.
Yeah. So this session um is called "No Dispatcher Left Behind," and so here's the synopsis for it. Again, every single one of these panels is an hour and a half, but the summary here is: it has been said that it takes a special type of person to work as an IOM professional. The mission to serve and the love for this profession quickly get into your blood. But what happens when the mission ends? For some, we may feel lost. Who am I now? When the voices of haunting calls return, who can we reach out to? We can reach out to our 911 family. However, once we are out, some of us feel as though we are no longer, or we can no longer reach out to them. Some of us are left struggling alone. In this session, we will explore what people go through when they leave dispatch and how others have overcome these challenges, ensuring that no dispatcher is left behind.
Oh, I might have to go and just sit in that one forever.
Yeah, this one is going to be I mean, they're all gonna be good ones, but this one, since I'm gonna be out there with everyone as well, there's just a lot of conversation, a lot of people that have reached out to me personally who have gone through some of these things and just wondering, like, have you heard anything? Have do you know of what other people are doing or anything like that? And so this came from that, but also kind of talking with Roxy as well. We talk. I mean, it kind of seems like we talk like at least once or or so a week. But this just ended up coming up, and we were talking about this. It's like, dude, we should do this one as a panel as well, and see what we can go with it. So Roxy's got a lot of pointers and everything that we're going to be talking about, and then my friends. Cinnamon and Aaron. They are co-hosts of After the Tones Drop podcast. It is a mental health and wellness podcast for all first responders. And I think there are folks that are from the military as well that have been on there. It's an excellent podcast. And what they do um, is just it's really good. And as I was going through some of this, I thought, it would be awesome to get them on to kind of talk about maybe other disciplines of public safety that they have spoken to. And oh wait, Roxy says, I just really want to be called Cinnamon moving forward. Yeah, dude.
Right?
Cinnamon and Aaron are both
Best name
badass.
ever.
Yes, they are awesome. I had such a good time talking to them as a guest on their podcast. I want to have them come on and talk as well about everything that they do. Um, but their background, the stuff that they went to school for, studying, clinician style and all of these different things that they do, I felt like it would fit perfectly for this session. So I reached out to them out of nowhere and I was like, I know this is literally out of nowhere, last second, but what are you doing on Friday the 13th? And would you like to be on a panel? And I explained what we were going to be doing, and they're like, hell yes, we're down. Let's do this. So I am really excited to have them on, but more so to have this conversation and see what others I guess have been going through and see what others have been doing to kind of manage a lot of like the loneliness or the imposter syndrome, just a lot of that stuff that's going on. So Naman Bowler says, oh, I like the sound of that new podcast. Yeah, yeah. After the Tones Drop podcast is a really good one. So make sure to check it out. But yeah, this session, I'm excited for all of them, but there's a lot of people out there that are hurting and we don't know. Um, so hopefully all of these discussions throughout all of this week will be something that everybody can take home.
I'm sure it will be. They're always so great.
Yeah, well, and so also with this last one, I remember when I first left, like I was talking to a friend earlier today about some of this, and one of the things was because she left a few years back as well, and she works on the private side of 911, and she was saying, it was really trying to figure out your identity, but also how to feel again. And I was like, "Dude, you are
Mm,
right." Because
yes.
yes, because all of these years, what we're doing is we're feeling for others. We don't ever think about us. And like for myself, the last about year and a half, I finally started doing things for myself. But that was another big piece was trying to figure out how to feel again. Like, but for me, you know?
Right. So, because you're not constantly on somebody else's watch, right? Like that's what we do, and it takes forever to break that cycle. It's hard. It's
It
hard.
is.
I'm only a few weeks out, and it's hard.
It is definitely a hard thing, especially because, as we've all talked, like sometimes we feel like this is just the straight up identity, and a lot of people that have reached out just in different conversations, people have said like, who am I now? Like, what do I do? And it's important to have um some sense of you outside of this profession because yeah, there's so much that we do, so much feeling that we're putting into everybody around us, and then when you're out, it's so
Now
what
what?
now?
Great, I did it. Now what? And we always talk about it too, right? Like, what am I going to be like when all this goes away? The constant 24/7. What is what does that sound like? And is it going to be enough to send me screaming right back into a 911 center? Because it's what I'm familiar with. It's what I know.
Right.
Trying to pace myself or trying to figure out what you know my own identity and imposter syndrome is a big one because this is what I know, right? Like I'm a really good dispatcher. What am I outside of being a really good dispatcher? And am I even capable? I don't
All
know.
of that. Yeah.
All
I
of it.
mean, we can get in our heads, right? You can
Yeah.
when you're in it and when you're out of it. Um, I know before I even decided, yeah, I was going to leave to go work on the private side, I was already having those feelings of I'm betraying my people.
Oh
Like
my god. Oh my god, yes. I felt like I was abandoning ship. Like, that is the biggest, the hardest feeling, and then you've got others that are like the naysayers that are like, "She's leaving," and it's like, I spent very many nights awake prior to my departure trying to figure out if I could let go, if I
yeah.
could I'm still wrestling with it, I'm just over 30 days at this point, and actually not even, not even, and it's scary
Yeah, it's a hard
over
thing.
here.
Like Roxy says, there's a huge loyalty component to it. And yeah,
Yeah.
there is. Amy says, tiptoeing the line to stay or go. Looking forward to the session. Sean says, 8 years out now, and it's still strange to think about not being in. And I still say we when talking about dispatch too. You know what? That's okay. Anyone who's watching and listening, I want you to know it is okay to say things like that. And because, like we were saying earlier, I said, forever gold, like once dispatch, always dispatch. And I think that's something that we kind of need to promote more in a sense so that people when they do leave they don't feel that like just completely cut off like a blood in blood out type thing, right? Like you're just out and then nobody talks to you after that. And there might be some people who won't end up talking to you, but there are some folks that still will end up talking to you, and it's okay to reach out to those people because that is some of what others have told me in messages like I just kind of feel like I can't reach out to them because I'm not in there anymore, and I'm not in, and I feel like an imposter. I can feel like I can't reach out to my people to just say, how would you deal with this, or to just to go further from there. I'm like, man, it's okay. Like it should be okay. Like what are your thoughts? Like how can we? I get just trying to get people to talk. I don't know what more is
I
there.
What more is
It's a
there,
hard
right? Like,
thing, right?
that's a hard it's so hard to, um especially and then, like, here's the thing, right? Like, those of you that are listening out
Hold on.
there, we don't want you to leave.
Right. Like, you're making it sound like Rules to Fight Club.
Fight Club.
It's not like that. I'm just saying that's how people feel sometimes.
It is, like, we no longer
Yeah.
talk about it. When I left, home that night, it was, November 15th, I got home that night, and I had brought home all of my stuff from my office, all of the stuff you see back here,
Mhm.
and I remember staring at it, and I was like, "I don't know what to do with it." Like, I don't know where to put it, and it was my son that had to redirect me because he was like, "You should put it behind you so that when you're talking on FaceTime to everybody, they can see what you've done, like, your accomplishments, like, it's a big deal." I wanted to run so far away from it because I was like, "I'm not part of it anymore, like, I'm not part of that herd anymore," right? Like,
Mhm.
and I had to, like, sit and, like, listen to the thoughts of a 10-year-old who was like, "But you worked so hard at it, and you did it for so long." And he's like, "It gives you credit when people can see the things that you've done and you've accomplished and you've been a part of." And he's like, "And it's something you should be proud of." And it was like my 10-year-old got it, but I was still sitting in this, "What do I do now?" Like, I don't know where I belong anymore because I've always belonged to this community, to this family of 911 dispatchers, and, like, I'm still part of that family, right? Like, I'm still, like, even if you cut off your aunts and uncles because you don't wanna talk to them like they're bad family members, they're still your family, right?
Right.
It is it's no different than that, except these people are actually cooler. So it's I think, there's something to be said about, again, we don't want everybody to leave, right? Like, and I
Right.
feel like some of the conversation has been driving towards if this isn't your place, you need to walk away from it. But it's also when you've aged out or when you put in your time and you need to step away, it's okay to still like touch that. my friend Sean, that's the one who talked to you in there. He went on to be an air traffic controller. So like he's doing even other work
Oh
that's still in
man.
that right, it's still in that space. And he is has been a great resource for me, and he's been out of it for this whole time, but just for somebody to talk to and bounce ideas off of, and be able to like even express the frustration to, because there are people that are still working in it that need to talk to the people who have now stepped out of it to be able to give you that third party assessment of like, no, you're not crazy, no, no, it's okay to be upset about that, or that call was really hard, so sometimes it comes from the other direction too, where like
Right.
it's I need to have that conversation also, like I need to like reach in and be like, hey, what is this like for you on the other side? Does this sound crazy? Did I do something wrong? How does this work? And hearing somebody who's been out of it is really important too. So
Right.
it's not just us reaching back in and being part of the family, but it's also when we need that reach out as well, if you will, like that outreach.
Right.
Yeah, the
Yeah, no.
backwards.
Yeah, exactly. Scotty over here says, I'm at a point where I've given so much of me that I no longer know who I am and how to feel. Definitely looking forward to this discussion. There have been a few people that I've spoken to who have said similar things. Yeah. 91 Bowler over here says, just because the cake says you're dead to us, it's just the saying. It's just the saying you are still part of the family. Yes. I always think those are funny. Like they really are. Those are always, to me, those are always funny. Doug over here
Great.
says I absolutely cherish those um that reach out to me, my gold line brothers and sisters. Yes, I feel the same. And so I only have just a few people. Oh wait, Roxy says, can we quit with the quitter cakes? She says, I don't. And that's okay too. Yes. Um I have just a few people that are left at the center that I retired out of in Allegan, and I still talk with them every so often. I'll reach out to them, but again, there's only a few left. So after those few leave, I most likely won't be able to go back to visit inside the dispatch center because no one's going to know who I am. they're
Ricardo, everybody knows who
gonna
you are. You could
they're gonna be
reach
like,
out across the nation and be like, hey, can
well,
I come visit the center? And we'll be like, yeah, sure, come on in.
I just mean my center though, where I was at,
If
my
you're
good
missing it that badly, though.
the last time I was there for, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. I was there for a while, hanging out with everyone and talking and meeting some of the new folks that they have. And I think we might have gone to lunch or I don't remember now. But either way, it was fun. The problem though is that when I hear the phone ringing,
I want to
like,
answer it.
I'm staring at the phone, and I had, the deputy director, my friend Whitney, who's actually the original co-host of the podcast, um, she goes, "Ricky, you wanna answer the phone, don't you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "Well, I mean, you can't," but was just like, I was just curious. But they did let me jump on the radio to do a time check, so I don't remember who I checked with, but I was able to do that, and that I was like, "Yay."
Yay. That's exciting.
Yes. Oh man. Let's see. James says, see, this job is just as hard or harder than the field service. How many of us actually make it to retirement? Yeah, there are some, but
Not
there are,
many, though.
yeah, no, not many. No.
I talk about that all the time. There's no incentive, right? Like, as much as we're changing the titles, we're becoming, first responder classifications. There's no incentives to stay anymore because when, police and fire, they get, 25, 30 and out and they get to go. We're still like, you have to be 65 to retire. It's like, oh, I don't want to stay till I'm 65. That's crazy.
But there definitely are some
Yes.
that yeah, that end up making it through. Roxy over here says, I got a few shifts you can do. Just saying.
See? See, Ricardo? We can make
Hey,
Kansas together.
dude, the center is really cool, and they have some of the best Mexican food in the area. And when there's potential for a tornado, just like a little bit down the road from where I was staying. They were telling me, they were like, if you oh, what was it? Oh, damn it. I'm trying to remember exactly what they were telling me. Oh, Roxy says he knows I got the dope food spots. She does. Oh my lord, they were so good. Oh, so they they were telling me if it gets eerily the Q word, some of you might be watching from dispatch right now, and I'm not going to say
Don't
the
say that
word,
out loud.
but that word. And if the sky is like some weird gnarly colors, you better make sure that you have some shelter. And I said, okay.
Where
So
do I find the shelter?
yes, because there was a tornado watch at the time, and I don't think it gotten to a warning yet, but I was just parked and I took some pictures of the clouds rolling in, and they were telling me what to do, and I was literally parked right across the street from where the center is at. So I went next door to get some tacos first.
I mean, listen, priorities. Gotta get the
Well,
tacos and the
here's here's
food.
here's the thing. This was my thought process. There were so many people in that restaurant. If they were not running, there was no reason for me to run. They live there. So
There. I know.
they know. If I saw them running, I would run like eating, I would run and then just
Get the snack and run out the door.
yes, and then go across the street. Well, when I was done eating, I went to the center. They let me in and they said, "Where were you? We were expecting you here a while ago." And I said, "I was eating."
I had to get my tacos.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What was I
Uh,
doing?
it was hilarious. Amy says, "Green skies are when you need to worry." Yes, that's what they were telling me. Yes, but then it was what was mentioned was the ninja tornadoes. Like, but you also have to watch out for the ninja tornadoes. And I was like, the ninja tornadoes. So what is that? And they said,
What's
those are
that?
the ones that just come up out of nowhere. No, nothing, no signs. They just come out of nowhere. And I said, that happens.
Twister.
I know. They're like, bro, you're in Kansas. And I was like, okay, yeah, no, you're right. Roxy says, if we were gonna die, we need to be full. Yeah, yeah, might as well.
Might as well enjoy
Yeah,
your
why
meal.
not? So I am super excited for this week. Again, it starts tomorrow, bright and early, 8 a.m. I will have I don't have the can over here anymore, but I will have uh, uh some caffeine in the morning, something to munch on. And
Snacks. We've
yes,
already covered
snacks
snacks are a
all
priority.
day. Yes, snacks, standing up, moving around. We've got all types of sessions going on tomorrow, and it is going to be excellent. We kick it off with Diamond Sponsor in Digital. They're going to open it up with a 30-minute opening session. And then they have an hour session right after that. And that one is about building a family and such in 911. And then we'll have our keynote speaker, which is April Heinze, good friend of mine. She is the chief of 911 operations and such for National Nina. And we've got so many more that are going to be coming in. And let's see, right after that is going to be Wendy Bundy. She is with Midnight Angel Training and Wellness. And her session is called Married to the Mic Lessons Learned from Being a Dispatch Spouse.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, that one is gonna be a good one. I've talked to her a bit about this as well. Excuse me.
I wonder if
And
she'll
then
cover the part where, like, I will be texting you, but still or texting somebody, and but still listening to your conversation because that gets really annoying to my husband. He's always like, "Are you paying attention to me?" I'm like, "Yes, keep talking."
like, yes, I am. I am. Her just really quick, her synopsis here. It says this session focuses on what it's like to be a dispatch spouse and the unique challenges that come with being in that role. Wendy was a 911 dispatcher. I met her husband in that line of work. This session will talk about what that transition was like for their family when she left the field, but her husband stayed. The open communication, boundaries that need to be put in place, and other tips and tricks for family members to understand slash support their loved ones in the hot seat.
Love that.
That is gonna be a good
I
one.
love it.
That is gonna be excellent. Amy says, "Gonna try to catch as many sessions as I can. Have class Monday, Tuesday, and training 6 new hires Monday through Friday." Dang, dude. You got a
Whoa.
lot going on. Well, dedication right there. And again, if you can't see them live, it's all gonna be available on demand. There's no time limit. It just as soon as the session is done, it goes into replay mode. So you'll have
Love
that
that.
there. The, session after that at noon is gonna be Ruth Lagerquist Lagerquist. Ruth, if I butchered that, I apologize. But Ruth is amazing. I love Ruth. She is awesome. I hope to one day visit her and her peeps out in Montana, and she's gonna be doing a session called 911 All Over the World. So that is gonna
Oh,
be cool.
that makes
Yeah.
sense. If
Yes.
you decide to go to Montana, that's where you'll have to take me as your assistant because I'd like to see Montana.
Alright, dude. We're down. Yes, because then I can tell them my burrito story out there.
Oh god.
'Cause
Yes,
remember that Montana is mentioned in there.
it is mentioned in there. You're not wrong.
Roxy says, "Ruth is my favorite. I wanna move to Montana so I can work with her." Dude, she is one of the coolest people, and I can't wait for all of you to, check her out. She's always had good sessions, and, it's just always been fun. The next one after that is from Lisa Dodson. She's a regional service manager for NGCS out of Motorola, and her session is about navigating your career journey. So she talks about, from leaving dispatch going into the private side and such. And 911 bowler. Okay, there has to be a little bit of context with that, dude. That sounds bad. If you're out of Montana, there's a reason, and you got to listen to the story to get the ending where that hashtag is coming from. Because I love Montana. I've been there. I want to go back. Roxy says she also needs dispatchers, so we could all live in Plentywood. All right, there you go.
Alright. We have a compound,
Yeah,
neighbors we can actually stand. I think this could work.
I'm down with that. Uh,
Yeah.
so then the next one after that at 2:30 is Barry Fury, and he is with Barry Fury Consulting and Training. His session is called Get Over It: How Living in the Past Sabotages Our Future. Hmm. Yep,
Mhm.
exactly. Yes. And then
Yes.
to round off the day, for day one, it is going to be a good friend, Samantha Hawkins. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Samantha. And her session is always bet on you.
I think that's good parting advice for everybody. Always bet on yourself.
Yeah, yeah, no, exactly. So that's going to be excellent. It's going to be a good way to wrap up day one. And then the final wrap up will be after the greatness. And that'll be a live broadcast that's on all social media. It'll be myself and Jennifer Poole, who works with in digital.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
Oh,
we're gonna
miss
have
her.
fun on that. And that is just day one, my friends.
My goodness. We had a whole week of
I
all of these
know.
amazing people.
I know. Yes. It
That's
is gonna be
insane.
something. Oh, I like how Jenny says, "Classic story." I'm assuming you're talking about the burrito and Red Bull?
It is indeed. I was already
Oh.
laughing before you started the story.
Oh, man. Yes. So, that is gonna be a lot of fun for day 1, and then just so that, everybody knows, and I'll go ahead and just put this in the comments as well. This is the agenda. This is on the website. You can go ahead and go there. Um, there is everything is on there. The overview of the conference, the speakers, the sponsors, speaker sponsors, and the keynotes, the agenda, everything is there. You can also download for free the guide that goes along with um, the conference. So all of it is there. I'm excited to have everyone be a part of this starting tomorrow. So it's going to be excellent. And as we go into the wrap up of this live broadcast, which has been so much fun with you, Keely, I have a question for you.
Oh boy.
So
Send it.
I think you mentioned this, and I want to type this in because I want to see what others say as well. Um, what is on your Mount Rushmore of Christmas movies.
Oh. Oh, there's so many. Like, these are the Gatas, right?
Mhm.
The Gatas. All right, well, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Like, you
Oh,
gotta.
yeah. Yes. Right. Yep.
You gotta. I'm a chick, so I love me, a good rom-com. So The Holiday, I love that one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Jude
I
Law?
love that one. Yeah, Jude Law and what was that? Who else is it? I
Okay,
can't
for a
remember.
second there,
Kate.
I thought you were about to say, "Yeah, I'm not sure." I was gonna say, you
No,
just said that was
no,
your favorite.
no. Yes, it is. It's probably one of my. I actually went out and bought that one, so I have it streaming, so I don't have to like try to figure out where it is free. There's too many. Like, you're like, oh, 1 week you're good over here on Paramount Plus, but then they take away. You got to go to Peacock. Like, I can't. It's too
True.
much. I
Yes.
can't. I have to say, also, Four Christmases. I think that is hysterical.
Yeah.
I do love that. Oh, what else do I have to get through? Um, my kid is really into Christmas Chronicles.
Mhm.
So that's the new one on Netflix. He loves all of them. They're okay.
Is
They're
that
good
the one
for
with
me
Kurt
too.
Russell?
Yes, yes. And Goldie Hawn. Yeah,
Yes.
she's in the second one though. A little outlandish, but definitely fun for kids.
Of course.
Um, and I'm trying to think if there's like are there. I mean, there's others, right? Like where I'm like, oh, that's a good Christmas movie.
So
I watched a horrible one, so I'm still reeling from
oh, that's
that
right. We were
one.
talking about this before we went live. So,
Yeah.
before I say my list, what is the bad one that you saw?
Oh my god. So last night
Was
I
it a
was like,
Hallmark movie?
I first of all, I do not watch Hallmark movies. A little fun fact about me, as much
Oh,
as I'm
come
a chick,
on.
I don't. I hate them. I hate them. I feel like I'm giving up on my species over here. I'm sorry, ladies, but I hate them. Oh, also my gay friends as well. Like I can't. They're just
What
the
about the
same.
Lifetime Christmas movies? They're kind of the same, right?
Yeah, I can't do it. You know what though? I was never a soap opera person either. So I used to call them soap boppers because when my mom said them so fast, I thought she was saying soap boppers.
Soap operas?
Soap boppers. So yeah, they're that has the same vibe or feeling to me, and I can't get into them. I don't love them. Although Lindsay Lohan I see is frequenting the mix right now, so
Oh,
maybe I'll watch one for her. So I don't know. We'll
making
see.
that comeback, man.
She is making a comeback on
Yeah,
like
on
Hallmark,
a lot of
but
different things, yeah.
yeah, I
So
don't know.
Roxy says they are all the same plot. Amy says they
Yes.
all have the same script over them.
Yes, exactly. It's like different faces, but the same. I can't do it. It hurts my brain. But I last night I decided that I wanted to see the Jack Black Dear Santa.
Oh,
Jack Black.
negative?
Do it. Don't negative Ghost Rider. Like don't. All I'm gonna do is implore you all to don't. You will never get that hour and change back.
Oof.
And I like Jack Black. Like I think he's pretty funny sometimes, but this was not it.
Yeah, I
Couldn't
saw
do it.
when I saw the trailer for it, I thought that it was, like an SNL skit.
Yeah,
That's what I thought it was just some outlandish skit or something, and then it's like,
it pretty
you know,
much nails it.
premieres such and such day. I was like, "Oh, this is real."
Yeah, yeah, that it was no good. I mean, and the acting was and at the end, for those of you that are going to watch it, I'm not going to give it up for you, but I will say at the end, there is another character who's uncredited in the movie, and you're gonna watch it and go, "Why do I know that voice?" And you're gonna figure it out partway through, but it's just not good. So if you made it that far, kudos, but
Well done.
it's well done. But whew, it was painful. I think at one point my husband and I were just watching it to like get through it. It was just not good. Not good
Oof.
at all.
Well, now I know, and I won't be
Don't do it.
watching it either. Yes.
Don't do it. Unless
So
you're really into like bad. If you're into bad, because some people are into cheesy bad, that was cheesy bad.
eh, no, I probably would turn it off as well. So for mine, my list, and after I posted this, I thought, "Oh, there were so many other ones that I
There's
missed."
so many, I know. I'm like
Yeah,
over here, like there's a
it's
ton.
hard to have just 4. So, Christmas Vacation as well, A Christmas Story, Scrooged,
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good
love that one,
love that one.
and my number 4, Trading Places.
Oh, really? You know, that is a
I
Christmas movie, isn't it?
love Trading Places, yes. I really love that one. That is one movie, though, that could not be made today. Um, no.
No.
It could not be made today, but you know what I love about that movie, and I didn't know this, because I watched Coming to America first. There's a scene in Coming to America where Eddie Murphy has, like, money that he took from Arsenio Hall, and he gives it to these 2 older guys that are homeless, and they end up, like, looking at the money and stuff, and this song kicks in and everything, and I remember thinking, "There's gotta be a reference to that." And just one day, out of the blue, I watched Trading Places. I was like, "This is great." Well, then I realized, "Oh, those are the freaking dudes, like, the 2 old guys, that's
Oh,
them.
that's
That's the
them.
reference."
Oh, it is the reference, isn't it?
Yes, yes,
Oh
that's
my
the
god.
brothers did a
Look at
cameo
it.
in Coming to America, and
You're like,
they put it together,
plug
yeah.
plug the pieces in. That's
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah,
That is
I love
crazy.
Trading Places, but then after I posted, um I was thinking, I forgot the Garfield Christmas movie, and of course, A Charlie Brown
Oh,
Christmas. Like,
oh,
you kidding me right now? Rudolph, like, all of those, man, like, there's so many, but for me, those are my 4.
oh, they're so good, but there's just so many that
True.
like I always like I sit and I think to myself like, how am I going to get them all in the 30 days that I have to do this? Like,
Yeah, well, so, like, on TNT and TBS, they have been playing 24 hours. Excuse me. Yes, Polar Express as well.
oh,
Um
Polar Express. You know what though? Polar Express to me is a little creepy.
Oh,
It is a little creepy because, like,
and
when you
it
think about those characters, like when they walk through the one car with like all of the toys, it's creepy. The marionette toys, it's weird. Come on, you gotta tell me it's not weird.
So while
It's
everyone else is watching
weird.
it, drinking their hot chocolate, you're sitting there with a blanket over your head, like, looking
It's
like this because of the because of the
weird.
dolls.
It's a little strange. That and then like the question is the hobo, is he Santa? Is he an angel? There's like this great debate all over the interwebs
Well, every
about
single
it
one of
all.
those characters, well, like, those main characters, right? They were all it was all Tom Hanks, so
Yeah. Yeah. So it's possible that he could have been all of those things, really, right? Like,
he was
but
the bell as well, which is
yes.
crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
He was also the tree. Um, but those are the top 4. Now, actually, I have one last question for you.
Oh boy.
Yes, this is a different one. So, what is a present that you got, like, that you remember as a kid that was like, "Oh, man."
Oh, believe it or not, this is so stupid. So stupid. But it was when bum equipment was super popular and everybody was wearing bum equipment shirts, and, like, I didn't have a lot of money growing up, like, there were portions of my childhood where we were, like, homeless or, like, kinda, like, just trying my parents were doing everything they could, and I never had name brand anything. Like, it was, like, whatever the store brand was, that's what I got. So I got this really cool bum equipment sweatshirt. And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm gonna wear this to school, and the kids are gonna see how cool I am." So that's what it was, a bum equipment sweatshirt that I thought was the cat's pajamas.
Dude, that's pretty awesome, though. That's
Yeah,
cool.
that's all it was. It's so stupid, I
It's
know,
not
but
stupid. That's not stupid. That's cool. That's a cool moment. Like, getting that and just being like, this
yeah.
it's gotta be those moments, man. We gotta hang on to those moments to remember those. Like James here, G.I. Joe aircraft carrier, dude,
Oh, man. Oh,
that's
yeah.
pretty badass. Jenny says Cabbage Patch Kids. Yes.
Oh, yeah. I had Gabby Lorinda, I still have her somewhere. She's downstairs in the basement, I think. Still have her. I have both of
She
mine.
alive?
Maybe. Just kidding.
I was gonna say, we were just talking about creepy dolls,
See?
right? The next time you go down there, you're gonna look and, "Oh, did you just say something to me?" Like
Right, right. I would be like, "Oh my god, Ricardo made it
yeah,
coming alive."
yep.
Crazy.
You're gonna hear the doll saying, "I heard you talking about me through the vents."
Terrifying. Christmas horror movie. The Krampus.
Oh, dude, right? Chris, yes, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, classic. Yes,
Gosh, yes.
classic.
How did we
See?
miss that?
I know. There's so many of them, it's hard to pick. So, like, okay, so for me, um, one of the presents that well, a couple of them I'll mention, but this first one that I got, man, it was the coolest thing, and, I remember seeing the commercials, for it, and, so there were drumsticks. There were orange and yellow drumsticks, and they had, I think they had I don't think they were wireless, I'm trying to remember now, but they were also so they were connected to this little box. It was the speaker, and
I remember this.
you could do it in the
You can
air.
air do it.
Yes, they were called hit sticks.
Oh,
Yes,
that's what it
dude.
was. Hit Yep.
Yep, hit
Those are
sticks.
pretty badass.
As a kid, I remember, growing up being a big Michael Jackson fan. So I had the microphone, I had, like, the like, the glittery
Oh, you had the
socks.
glove?
I had the glove, yep, I had the loafers.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
it was
I
it
used to
was
tell everybody
pretty
Michael
awesome.
Jackson was my boyfriend when I was little. He was
Aw,
my boyfriend. Yeah.
that's awesome. There were dude, just, man, some of the stuff, even the Christmas commercials back in the day.
Better. So much better.
Oh, for real. You got the Campbell's kid who's like the snowman, right? And he's coming in, like, drudging through the snow, goes inside, eats the, one spoonful of Campbell's good
Mm-mm,
soup.
good. And then he melts away.
Yes, he
Yeah.
melts away and he just brings up his head with a big old smile, and you're like, "All right." Or what was the other one? I think they show it every so often still because it's a classic one. But it's the Folgers coffee. Where, like, the kid comes home or the guy comes
Yeah.
home from, like, college or whatever, and he goes
College.
in
And he
super
makes the
early.
coffee. Yeah.
Yes, and that commercial, just thinking about it now, is probably one of the first ASMR type things because it's the
Right. It was the crack. Yes.
and you can hear oh my god, dude, just putting that
Yes.
together.
You're not wrong. Like, that was
Yes,
a good one.
for real, dude, and he's, like, drinking the coffee, and then the mom comes down, is like, "Oh, you're home,
Home.
coffee," and like, "Oh, Folgers."
Everybody's
That's
happy.
part of waking up. It's Folgers in your cup.
Gotta sing it. Best part of waking
Waking
up
up, it's
is
Folgers in
just
your cup.
your cup.
That kinda sounds like the Mentos commercials a little bit. Mentos, the fresh maker.
You're not wrong, actually. Now that I'm thinking that in my head, I'm like, that's very similar. Maybe it
Yeah,
was the
yeah,
same people that made the same jingle.
probably,
Very
yeah.
close.
Oh, Scotty says the Hershey Kiss Bells. Yes, the
Yes.
Hershey they still show that one.
I like the one with M&Ms, and he's like, uh, he's real, and he's like,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
real. And he passes
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, they all
That's
pass
funny.
out,
Yeah,
yes.
I like that.
Oh, man, yeah, that one is a really good one. One of the other Christmases that I remember was, with my younger brother and I mean, our younger sisters were there as well, but what we ended up getting was a Sega Genesis, and that was, like it came with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh,
Dude,
the best.
yes. Wait, 911 Bowler Folger, sponsor for DTBG7? Dude, no.
I'll sing it. I'll sing it if they come.
I know, right? It's like, everybody likes coffee.
They really should sponsor something at this point because
I know,
we
we've been
all
talking
live
about it
on
a lot. Yeah.
coffee and
But there was a lot of those commercials that I remember, and they were just so good. It's like, I don't know, it was interesting, because just thinking about it now, it's how I felt like, "Alright, it's Christmas time." Like, it's Christmas. It's not just the
yeah.
snow, but it's like some of those things, or even like when they would show a Charlie Brown Christmas, and you would see on CBS that intro video, and it said what, special show
Special.
or special event or
Yeah.
just special,
Special.
and it's like
I think
boom,
it's
boom, ticket to
special.
put it to put it to put it dun.
We are dating ourselves now,
Hey,
but yeah.
but that was the coolest shit. When
It
that
was.
popped on, you're like, it's on, come
It's
on."
on.
And you're
It's
just sitting
on.
there and then watching. But then also, it's not like the way it is now, you got commercials coming on, if you don't come back in time.
Nope, you're missing it. You're missing it. You can't pause it. You're missing it. Like running in, diving over the couch to get back on time.
Yes. Oh, man.
I miss those days.
That's a good trip down memory lane, man.
It is. I miss it all. Like I miss that magic. That like now it's like, oh, Christmas is here. Shit. Like it's like that building of it, like, oh, we have to do all the Christmassy things and watch all the Christmas shows and you know, I miss that.
Well,
Try to
and
make it
and
magical for our kids.
yes,
And now
exactly,
we're
and
like, how did they do that?
see, so what I'll do is I'll go onto YouTube and I'll pull up like 80s and 90s commercials, but like during the holidays, like holiday commercials and stuff, and show them to my kids, and they're like, "These are so great. Like, why don't they show those now? How come all of the commercials that we see now just have to do with pills?" I'm like,
Well,
"Well,
long story, but
a long time ago." Oh, wait, James says the trainees in my center were born in '03. Yeah, so they don't know what we're talking about.
disappointing, really. When I get the applications in, and I'm like, oh, I I was definitely dispatching for a long time when they were born. This doesn't
Oh,
feel good.
such a good time though, just all of those things, just remembering them, and I talk to my kids about that stuff too, but like I said, just kind of bringing that stuff back, thinking about some of those old commercials. Wait, Sean says, "Same with us. Some of our trainees were born in '02 and '03. It's wild, haha."
Oh, no,
Oh,
I'm not okay. This is not okay. How is this possible? Because like 10 minutes ago, I was 18. Like,
right. Are you gonna switch your hat around now?
this, yes, now we need to go naughty. Yes, we're going to the naughty side.
There you
Oh,
go. Boom.
now I'm not now I'm not okay.
Oh,
I'm not okay.
oh, those were good times, man. All of those, the commercials, the types of toys and everything, just thinking about how it was. Also, not just Christmas, but just thinking about what Black Friday used to be. I
Oh
remember
my god.
going to families' houses, newspapers just set out everywhere, and if you missed your chance to get that Sunday paper going into Thanksgiving, you were screwed.
Yes.
You were
Screw
not able
Get
to get it.
nothing.
There was no, internet, even with, like, early internet and stuff, like, I mean, early, like, America Online internet, it wasn't out there. It was
No.
all in that Sunday newspaper. You're paying $1.75 for the Sunday
Or
paper to get all of those ads.
or you get nothing. You lose. Good day,
Yes,
sir.
good
Like there
day.
was
Come back next year. Come back.
there was nothing. Like and how about the catalog that would come home and you would circle, I mean,
Like the
even
Sears catalog?
the Sears catalog,
Sears and
and it would
Roebuck?
and you would circle the toys that you wanted and like give it to your parents and do the same thing at the beginning of school, right? Like your clothes, you circle it, and
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, like this is. I want these toys. And my kid gets the Amazon one now, and he's like, oh yeah, and he circles all the stuff, and he's like, I can get it by tomorrow, and I'm like, fuck.
I know.
It's just like this is not the same.
I know. Yeah, that whole like again, like you were saying, that magic, is not is some of those pieces because like you said, you would miss out if you didn't have that newspaper. And I would have cousins that would be like, dude, you want to come with us? I'm like, no, I don't feel like standing outside in the cold at 4 in the morning.
Oh
But
my god.
some of them would go at like 10 at night
And
and
camp.
they would be there. Yeah, they'd camp out all the way until the morning and they'd be like, check out all the stuff I got. I'm like, nah, son. Like,
No,
I'm not
no
I'm
way.
not down with that. But I remember like my parents would go, my parents would go and they would do that stuff. In
The Tickle Me Elmo craze. Oh my god.
Dude, Beanie Babies, like all of those, like
Oh,
people were going nuts. I remember when the Cabbage Patch Dolls and everything, I remember my
huh?
parents telling me, "We waited in line to get one for you," and it was so crazy watching people like actually
Yeah, kill
fighting
each
for
other
them.
over these dolls. These
Yes.
dolls that were literally made out of a giant plastic head and like this strange stocking like material underneath.
Right. Yeah,
Like they probably cost them $10 to make back in the 80s.
probably.
If that. If
Yeah.
that.
One of one of
Making
the
a
other
fortune.
one of the other presents I remember getting as a kid was one of the original Optimus Prime Autobot
Oh yeah.
Transformers, and that thing was enormous, and it was straight up metal, dude. Like, you could knock somebody out. Like, you could put someone in the hospital if you clock somebody over the head with those
Yeah.
original Transformers, and I
Original toys.
remember
Like
I had them.
who is making our toys?
Yeah,
This
and
is not okay.
then they ended up going to plastic. I think they have, like, a Legend series or something like that where they're metal again, but they're super expensive.
I have the original Bumblebee still that I have. I have him.
What?
Mhm.
Like, in its
He's still
package?
no, no, he's been well loved. He was my favorite toy.
I mean, you
I
could
still
probably
have him.
still get a lot of money.
I still have him. He's here. My son actually has him somewhere. Like he doesn't play with him. He just keeps him where he's at.
Man, see, that's awesome there too. Like, I remember one year, it was when the Nintendo had come out, and my brother and I both got, these shoe boxes. We opened them up and we're like, "Oh, they're shoes." We're like, "Awesome." Like, "No, this is cool, like, we need some for church." And we opened them though, and we both just kinda look at each other and we're like, "What?" It was full of Nintendo games. I have no idea how
Amazing.
much my parents spent on that, but there were both 2 shoe boxes that were full of new Nintendo games, and we're just like, "Mega Man 3, oh,
Oh my god.
Castlevania, like, let's go play."
Mike Tyson's knockout. Punch
Yes,
out.
Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! Yes, all of those. Yeah, we had so many, and, it was such a cool time, and my dad at that time, early on, he had this big ass video camera,
Oh yeah.
and it attached to one of the pieces of a Betamax, a
Oh
Betamax,
my.
a Sony Betamax. If you are watching and listening, you have no idea what a Sony
Wow.
Betamax is, look it up. VHS ended up
Don't look
winning
it up.
out. I
Just
have one.
saying.
I have a Betamax.
Really?
Because I have a bunch of old beta tapes still, and, so I ended up
Oh
buying
my
one off
god.
of eBay.
That's insane.
Jenny says, "I wanted GI Joes, but my mom bought me a Barbie swimming pool. So I took my brother's GI Joes and made them do underwater maneuvers in the Barbie pool."
Amen,
Yes.
Jenny. That is how I used to roll. I was like, Barbies? I had them, but I was not interested. But I did not cut my Barbie's hair. That was very much all the girls like cut their Barbie's hair. I did not do that, but I definitely was like, give me the GI Joes. They make more sense.
That's pretty awesome. That is very cool. Dude, we're almost going on 2 hours.
I, hey, listen, man. You said you wanted to go to bed early, and I called you a liar right off the
I
top.
know.
So
Yeah. No, this has been so much fun though, just going through all of this, talking about your session, some of the other sessions that are going to be coming on, and just some of that inspiration behind it. And then, of course, just kind of reminiscing, man, on Christmas, on some old times. And let's see, Marco here says, "My dad had a Betamax. It was a two-piece unit." Yes. One was the clock and the other was the player. Yes. James says, "Call it a Christmas special." Yeah, that's basically what it is. Yeah.
special.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
like
it
that.
has been good. Yeah, my Betamax is a two-piece as well. I don't have the camera for it, but I do have one of those Betamaxes, and it's in really good condition. It works very well. One of the tapes that I had on there was, like, an old wrestling tape from, like, I don't know, 80 something, but it was something. I was like, "My god," I was like, "Ric Flair looks young there." Like, woo! Like, wow.
You're gonna have to take that to, like, the Antique Roadshow and see
I
what you
know,
can
right?
get for it.
It ends up popping up. I was like, "Ding-ling-ling-ling, worth $10." I'm like,
10
"Yes."
bucks,
Yep, all about it.
$10.
James says, "How about the car-shaped rewind machine?" Oh, for VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Like
Pop it in.
it was like a red Corvette, and you pop it in. Oh, James, be kind and rewind. I managed a Blockbuster, and all of those tapes, all the VHS tapes still had that on there. Be kind,
I
rewind.
miss going and, like, having to, like, beat the crowd to get the movie you wanted that was coming out, was, like, being released that weekend. I miss that. I miss, like,
Right.
going there and then, like, you see it sitting there on the shelf and you run over to it and you go to pick it up and it's not there.
I know.
You have to
It's just
and
the
you're like,
movie
"Oh,
case.
it's just the movie
Yes.
case
Yes, because the actual video would be behind the case,
behind
and,
it."
man, we would set those up, and there would be 2 or 3 of, like, one specific movie because it was
Yeah.
huge. Just for example,
Sometimes a full
um
case.
yes. Yeah, Star
Titanic came
Wars.
out, it was like, "Oh, Star Wars, another one, yeah."
Yeah, the, episode 1, when that one came out, there was 3 or maybe 4 sections, and we had them all, and, they were gone. People were like, "So, like, there's no video behind the boxes. When are they coming back?" Like, whenever they come back, like, they're
When they
able to
come
hold
back.
them for, like, 3 days, and I don't
And
know
that
what
was
to tell
you
you.
had to make time. You had to sit down and make time to watch your movies, otherwise you're paying late fees, right?
Oh,
Like,
for sure.
so, like,
Yeah.
this was what you did. You went and you got the movie, you came back or 2 movies or whatever your plan had, because it was like 1 movie, 2 movies. It's like
Yep.
sort of like what Netflix did in the beginning when they were DVDs that were sent home.
Oh, for sure,
You had
yes.
to plan, but, like, this was like that, but, like, in person. It's amazing.
You had the
I miss
popcorn, you
those
had the
nights.
candy, you had the drinks, you had it
Everything.
all there. Yeah. Oh,
Like,
man.
oh, ordering it on Amazon, it's here by the afternoon.
I know.
There's no there's no wait. There's no,
Or you or
like
you or you rent, a movie on Amazon, or you just have it, or you buy it, and then when it's no longer on their server, it's like, "Oh, I spent 15 bucks for nothing
for nothing.
because you don't get to
Great,
keep it, you don't get to download it."
great. Thank you.
Yeah,
Right.
spoiler alert, if you haven't done that yet, that's what happens.
Yeah, 100%. I had a whole, like, library in my old Verizon account, or maybe it was Comcast, I can't remember. I had, like, 40 movies, but then I switched off of Comcast to go to Verizon, and I lost them all because I was no longer over there. So
What?
now everything's on my Vudu, Fandango, whatever it is
Oh, yeah,
now.
that stuff is pretty good because yeah, you can snag those and you can take them anywhere. So,
Yeah, yeah. Highly recommend that for anybody going forward. Don't do what I did.
everyone wanted convenience. We got the convenience, but it took away a lot of the magic.
Takes
It's
away the
just like
magic.
just one last thing. I know I keep saying one last thing, but just thinking about that magic, the Super Bowl,
Mm,
you would
mm.
wait, like, of course, the game, right? But the commercials,
Yes.
it was always a surprise. Now there's like a few different versions, or they'll show them right before, and you're like, oh.
Oh, I already saw that.
Like I miss seeing the Budweiser Bud Bowl. I remember one year
Yes.
it actually snowed during the Bud Bowl.
Yes, I remember this.
That was
Amazing.
hilarious. That
Actually,
was
my
that was cool.
all-time favorite commercial is from the Super Bowl, and it was after 9/11, and it's the Clydesdales that
Yes.
run through and like bow at the New York City skyline. That
Yes.
is my all-time favorite. I still get emotional and get chills. Just my favorite, and that was released during the Super Bowl, and it was actually never played again. You have to go find it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Damn. That
it was
was a
never
good one,
played
though.
again.
I remember.
That was a good one.
Oh, well,
Oh,
my
good
friend,
days.
I know. That's really good. Reminiscing. Everyone in the comments and they've been watching are probably like, "Oh, man."
Oh, you guys ruined our happiness. I want to go back.
Just thinking about all of this stuff and everything. There's a bunch of people jumping on over here on Instagram as well, but, yeah, those it's always good to go back and remember and talk about those things, and I'm gonna mention some of this stuff to my kids tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow during the day, it'll be after everything because
We're a little
I gotta
busy tomorrow.
have a whole week worth of busy that's
Yes.
coming up, and then I get to chill until I think the middle of January. Um, so yeah, that'll be good.
No chill. You got Christmas and you got kids. There's no chill.
Well, yeah, I mean, in the new year, yeah. Oh my god, okay. Yeah, no,
Sorry.
there's no chill. There's some sleep. I'll get some sleep. How about that? That'll work.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'll get some sleep. Well, it has been awesome. Thank you all for joining us for this Christmas special, just like James said, of open mic, checking in with everyone before we log out here. What is your number now on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being shitty, 10 being awesome? What is your number? I'm way above a 10 now. I don't know about you, but I'm like,
I'm up there. This is good. This is good to think about all of those good things and not like, oh, the movie's out in the movie theater. Great, I can get it at home on Amazon Prime.
there you go. Oh man, it has been excellent. James says he's at a 10, so that is awesome. And make sure to jump on this whole week. If you're not able to watch live, register either way because you're able to watch on demand on your time. So make sure to do that. And going out, we'll just say this live broadcast has been sponsored by In Digital, a leader next gen core services. If you have any comments, questions, or you ever want to be a guest on the show, you can email us. That's going to be wttpodcast@gmail.com. But the easiest way to do all of this is to simply go to links with two eyes.co/WTT podcast. You'll find all my email on there, social media, where to follow, where to purchase volume 2 as well as pre-order volume 1. And if you do want to be a guest, whether you are new to Dispatch, seasoned, or retired, I would love to share your story. I've been doing this for over a decade. This is my passion. This is what I do, and I love it. And I would love to share your story out there to literally millions. So make sure to check that out. Shout out to subscribers of the podcast. Thank you again, Keely, for being here. This was so much fun. And you can see this on Facebook, YouTube, as well as X and Instagram. And then for the flagship show Within the Trenches podcast, you can listen 24/7 on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your favorite podcasting app, and withinthetrenches.net. Have a good one, everyone. We will see you all in the next one or later this week, tomorrow,
Later
for
this
Dare to
week,
Be
you're going to
Great.
see
Yes,
everybody this week.
all of it. Yes, we'll see you all. Have a good one, everyone. Have a good night.